Hello, I'm Maleen Saeed. This is Counting the Cost on Al Jazeera, your weekly look at the world of business and economics. Geopolitical tensions, the pandemic's lingering aftershocks, high inflation and steep borrowing costs. Countries across the globe have faced multiple crises for months now. And just last year, the world's biggest economy, the US, among others, was at risk of recession. Today, though, its GDP is growing faster than expected. Stocks are soaring and the job market is hot. The American economy is not just strong, it's also powered ahead of the European Union, the UK, Japan and other advanced economies. But why is the US so resilient? Fintan Monahan has more. Composition of the two countries. The US, for example, is very focused on technology. It's seen to be ahead when it comes to the race on artificial intelligence. To what extent has that helped the US?
So the amazing developments in IT.
Look at all the headline numbers that we're discussing here. Consumer spending is up. The job numbers are up. The employment market is hot. Yet when it comes down to how people are actually feeling in the United States, they are still very conservative about the future.
That's right, and that's something
going forward, given we're seeing these sort of boosted numbers in the job market. Will we see a rate cut or won't we?
I think
we are comparing Europe to the US. What has been the biggest difference, do you think? Is it inflation and how it's been tackled? Why have the Europeans lagged behind? Farmers across Europe say they can no longer make a living. They blame rising costs, cheap imports, green policies and heavy regulation. They've left the fields and taken their grievances to the streets. Under intense pressure, the European Commission has buckled and eased some of those environmental plans. National governments have also made concessions, but many farmers say more needs to be done. Katia Lopez-Horayan has more. The bloc's ambitions when it comes to green policies. Across Europe has been a big issue and governments have been trying to bring down the price of food, but that's coming at the cost of farmers. How difficult is it for policymakers to get that balance right between, making everyone happy, essentially? And that is our show for this week. Get in touch with us on X, formerly known as Twitter, at Maleen Saeed. Do use the hashtag AJCTC when you do, or you can drop us an email. countingthecost@aljazeera.net is our address. That is it for this edition of Counting the Cost. I'm Maleen Saeed from the whole team. Thanks for joining us. The news on Al Jazeera coming up next.